It's not going nowhere. What's this thing about going people advocating for no jail?
Oh, yeah.
I'm supposed to talk to
going
Jeff
up
Carr.
against council. You're going to talk to Jeff?
Yeah.
And you're and to Chris about that situation?
Yeah. What's all that about?
Well, I guess there's two schools of thought about, but I think there's a balance here. We know we kind of need the mental health, and I say mental health and addiction center, but there's also a point in time where there will be those that continue to break the law.
It would be like Planets of the Apes. I mean, it would be you're not. There's no consequences for your action. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, there's a balance. There's always going to be a balance. And
but if you build a new jail, you've got to make sure to have a big drug rehab center in there, a proper one, not just one.
That's where rehabilitation should start. Isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's where you kind of get clean, but then you got to go through a process to get cleaned up.
Yeah, exactly. Old folks home. Are we still going to try to put met heads in there? Remember?
Were we going to do that?
Yeah. Remember? Oh, not you, but remember the advocate? They were saying that we should put homeless people in old folks home, seniors home. Remember that?
Well, I don't remember talking much about that.
Not you, but CBC.
Really?
Yeah. Is that okay? End the conversation. Oh, hey, here's a good one. What would be a good? Don't stop looking at it. When is it? What would be a good time that I call you a jerk? And
Never.
You would agree. You would agree that it's justified for me to call you a jerk. I never use the A word. No, don't look at her. Do you remember the time that you truly deserved to be called a jerk from me?
Do I remember the time?
Yeah, I know you're busy. You always go around the province. You're busy. Do you?
I mean, are we going back in time?
No, I know, but no.
How far back are we going?
A couple of months.
Oh, a couple of months. No.
Okay. When's the last time I even tried to take a swing at you and you just left fast?
I don't remember that. Nicole doesn't remember that.
Never mind. She wasn't even around.
Okay.
Never mind her.
No,
I said focus on me. Never mind. I know she's
either.
better looking than me, but focus on me.
I don't remember this.
Yes, you do.
All right, tell me.
Okay, I'll give you a hint.
Give me a
Cabinet shuffle.
Oh yeah. Okay. And what was the topic?
You remember seeing me?
Well, I remember seeing you a lot.
I know.
More than I really want to. I see you.
Shit. I know. When you see me, shit. No. Remember you seeing me?
Yeah.
And you asked for my prediction.
Hell yeah.
And you videotape me.
Oh, I didn't tape it. Remember, it didn't work.
Yeah, there we go.
It didn't work. That was up here on the street.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that. Yeah, you were sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a nice picture, though.
Yeah, that's why I said the jerk. I predicted.
You did a whole rant there,
yeah,
didn't you?
and you said, you got almost everything right. Guess what?
Yeah.
I never filmed it. So I said, you jerk. And you just...
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, well, I think I got a picture, though.
No, didn't get no picture, no nothing.
No, well, I got one.
When did you see a change in Dominic Carty that you said, I made a mistake?
Well, I don't know, Charles. It was such that what we were trying to do, and I know Dominic was focused on the what was happening in Ukraine, and he was very involved there. And as we got more refugees here back in New Brunswick, and I know that there's political activities going on across the country that he's pretty focused on. When I really started to understand, okay, what is the plan in education? I mean, when are we actually going to be starting to transition here to a new model where every child has the opportunity to learn both languages, and to do so in a way that's fun and creative and social and interactive, because we can't continue to accept 28% is as good as it gets, which is what's the case for the last 50 years. And we can't continue to have an education system in the Anglophone system that is streaming kids into different factions of the classroom or the school. So the idea is that this just wasn't coming together, and so okay, we're really thinking we're going to implement something on the September 2024 when we have an election in September of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know that isn't reality. So what can we do? What can we do now? And so we went through the report. We had a meeting, and there just wasn't a plan to make it happen.
I still don't understand the French immersion and everything. Just that it's very complicated.
It is complicated, but let me tell you this.
If you go to French immersion in St. John and you graduate just right quick, you graduate. But if there's no place to practice it,
Yeah, exactly. And why is there no place to practice it?
because
so
St.
few
John is English.
Yeah, but so few are graduating. When you're only graduating 28% at the most that are coming out of the system, and 72% are not having language training at all, when do you ever expect to have the critical mass to have a bilingual province? You will never get there. And we've proven it. It's been 50 years.
And like when we first met there, when you first premier, you said you're going a different part of New Brunswick and it's different French.
Well, that's
you know.
true. I mean, you know that better than I, but
Yeah.
yes. But my daughter knows that. She certainly can understand and did experience but experienced the whole culture, the vibrancy, which none of that was taught in our current system. It was academic. It was all a process where you do a math and science and in the second language. And well, how much fun is that?
Your assistant told me that there was something on your front page, and I went to read it. So
You went to read it, or you wanted to read it?
no, I went to read it.
Oh, did you?
I went to read it. Okay, disgruntled, mad.
Yeah, it's they aren't probably supporters, are they? What do you think? But change is not easy for people, and it doesn't matter whether it makes sense or whether it doesn't make sense. Change is difficult, and I guess for me, it's like I could idle along and say, well, we're not going to deal with this, we're not going to deal with that, and just run the clock. I'm not too good at that.
When you're leaving,
I don't know.
I know the last time I talked to you, you went absolute, and then you stopped yourself.
Mhm.
Are you leaving? Absolute, and then
Yeah.
I listened to it again.
Well,
Absolutely
you fill in the
not.
blanks in. Don't you do that quite often?
Yes, I do.
I did.
that.
Did you?
When are you going to announce when you're staying or leaving? Or is it state and province address?
Oh, not necessarily. When I was asked about that last fall, I said, I'll speak to that in the state province. I'll talk about my.
Make sure I
future.
get a ticket to go there.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to give a date at that point. But it means I want to talk about what the province is doing well, what challenges we have, and some of the goals that are still outstanding.
Why don't you say, make a big announcement, and then when it comes to the state and the province address where everybody paid, $500 a ticket to go there, why don't you announce Higgs card, not Trump cards, Higgs cards?
Now look,
Huh? You with J.D. Irving, Arthur, Smalling, and all that,
Oh, is that-
all everything,
listen to you.
everything that it is.
Yeah, listen to you carry on. If you could, and you know better, talking about what we have done as a government, and talking about, you mentioned that, if you talk about forestry, the 10% that we're at now in our conservation lands, no government ever done that. The issue we're dealing with the First Nations in relation to the tax agreement is the biggest issue. I want to develop an economic model that works for all First Nations communities in the province, and that's the goal. I hope to get a relationship rebuilt there in that regard when we get to that point.
Or maybe you should just say, as long that the Liberals remain to elect a incompetent leader, well, New Brunswickers, it sucks to be you because I'm going to be around here for a long time. Why don't you say that?
No, well, I'll leave that to you.
By-election? When?
Oh, I said that in the leads that we would do that in the probably March, April timeframe, but